to 261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
New year, new you? Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping can help make sure you keep that resolution this time. Our proven system combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition, along with our expert coaching to make sure you're moving forward toward your goals. The next 10-week challenge starts January 11th, but if you enroll now, you can start today and get a head start on those gains for no extra cost. Plus, head to fxblincoln.com and you can save $100. Don't wait. Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
League One Volleyball is bringing the action to Omaha with Omaha's first serve on January 24th at 7 p.m. Central Time at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Witness history in the making as Love Omaha Volleyball takes on Love Madison in the team's inaugural home match. Be there to watch Olympic teammates Jordan Larson and Lauren Carlini go head-to-head in a battle of the world's best. Visit lovoma.com for tickets starting at $31. Volleyball is the next major league.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio, from the heart of Lincoln, America. Expanding awareness about the TeamMates program and the ever-growing need for mentors. This is TeamMates Timeout with TeamMates CEO Des Moines Adams and Marketing and Communications Manager Ashton Honor.
To all of our teammates, fans, and listeners and potential mentors, Happy New Year's from Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Ash. My name is Des Moines Adams. I go by DeMo. My co-host, Ashton Honor, she goes by Ash. Happy New Year, Ash.
Happy New Year, DeMo. We are back. We had a 2-week hiatus, but we are back and ready to roll.
Yes. You know, lots of exciting things have happened. You know, it's nice to take a little break, but I've missed being on the show. You know, I mean, this has been like a part of something I look forward to every week.
Agree. We've never done this before in the 34 years of Teammates mentoring.
No, but here we are. We've been a part of the 93.7 The Ticket family for a little bit over 2 months.
Oh, no, 4 months.
It's been 4 months?
Right, Austin?
October, DeMo. October.
Wow.
10, 11, 12.
I was like,
starting
hold
month
on.
4. Starting month 4.
Wow. So the number of episodes, give us a quick recap.
Right. So, oh gosh, we kind of touched on all of our core values, but we kicked it off with our co-founder's daughter, Suzanne Osborne Hintz, who is also our Teammates Foundation president. And Suzanne kind of kicked us off with the mission of the organization. Obviously, who better to kick us off than Suzanne, having that is her family's legacy, is Teammates mentoring. And then Coach Brown, nobody can beat Coach Brown coming in. Coach Brown, gosh, he talked about potential and hunger for passion.
Mm-hmm.
I will not forget that one-liner that he had, because that was Coach Brown is just so powerful, very powerful voice. And you played for Coach, so it's fun listening to your stories. But then integrity and trust with the police chief, Michonne Morrow. That was pretty cool to have her here.
Mm-hmm.
The gift of time with Cody Wins from Battle Creek. Looking through some of our other ones here. Oh, one of my other favorite ones when we had Sadie Kahn in here and Jay Foreman.
Yes.
For teammates and teamwork.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are some of my favorites. What were some of your favorites?
I would say when we talked about hope
Mm-hmm.
and just the role of the community and just how important it is for the community to step up and get more involved when it comes to our young people, because our young people represent our future, and the future belongs to those who prepare for it.
Right.
And we're preparing our young people for the future through mentoring, because our mission is to positively impact the world by inspiring students to reach their full potential through mentoring, which, as we transition to our special guests, we have been doing this now as of March for 34 years.
Mm-hmm.
We have served almost 50,000 students. We are serving over 200 communities. We're currently serving almost 10,000 youth today. And just talk about what we're doing on a national level as we not represent, but celebrate National Mentoring Month.
Which is?
So January is considered National Mentoring Month, which is an opportunity to expand the mentoring movement, celebrate the power of relationships, and create an awareness around the importance of mentoring.
Mm-hmm.
So Teammates Mentoring, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Boys and Girls Club, 100 Black Men of Omaha, so many organizations. It's a great opportunity to really create that awareness. We're very proud that Teammates Mentoring is the largest school-based mentoring program in the country.
Yes.
We're very proud that we are the second largest mentoring program in the country behind Big Brothers, Big Sisters. But there was a time where Teammates Mentoring was an ideal.
Mm-hmm.
Now it has turned into a movement.
Mm-hmm.
And that ideal, which leads me to our special guest, with his help, he has helped this ideal become something that will be sustainable for many, many decades to come. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are very pleased to have our legal, Mr. John Miles, here with us today. Legal.
Thank you, Des Moines. I really appreciate it. It has been a great road to run here.
Yes, yes. So, John, did you know that we're the biggest school-based mentoring program in the country?
I knew you were close, if not the largest.
Okay. Now, when Teammates first started in 1991, started with just 22 middle school students right here in Lincoln Public Schools. The overall goal was to really engage students when it comes to attendance, grades, behavior, keep them in school, help them to graduate. Because something that I did not realize is that it costs us as Americans $350,000 when a student does not graduate from high school. And that's data that Coach Osborne pointed out today that I did not realize that. So when we help students graduate from high school, which 95% of our students graduate from high school on time, which is higher than the national average of 81, 82%. I mean, talk about what we're doing nationally. But tell us when you came into the picture and helping teammates mentoring start.
Okay, so you want me to give a little background here?
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, talk into that mic, John.
All
We
right,
want to hear
all
you.
right.
We want to hear you. People want the
Oh my God.
information. No fair dodging.
So I went to law school in '82, and in '84, Klein Williams, my law firm that I've been with for 40 years, offered me a job. And Klein Williams was established in 1857, and we have represented the University of Nebraska ever since, all the way along. And so when I started with Klein, there was a little bit of stuff that I did for the university and for the athletic department. And then in the 90s, we obviously got a new athletic director, if you remember. And they started looking at a lot of different things about all the supporting groups of all the sports. There were every sport, men's and women's, had their own nonprofit. And they were not being managed by the university. And so the new athletic director, Bill Byrne, met with me, and we discussed the idea of merging all of those into the Nebraska Foundation. So over the next several years, in fact, just about the time that Tom was creating the idea behind TeamMates, we were also consolidating all of that support group for the university athletic department with the foundation. And Tom is from Hastings.
Okay.
I'm from Hastings.
All right.
So we have a little bit of common relationship there. I followed Nebraska football since 1965. Adamantly, I've been to 9 million games over a period of time. I've always been impressed with Tom and Nancy's approach to the whole football world and the whole sporting world and their whole community. And so it was not a difficult decision to make to continue to do the work when I got a call that said we need some help. And so in the early days of TeamMates, it wasn't incorporated. It was just kind of an idea, and they were trying to match up with other schools and do that kind of thing and expand a little bit. And then they related to the Nebraska University or Nebraska Community Foundation. The Nebraska Community Foundation kind of operated the program for a while, for about a year, but that wasn't a good solution to the issue. So we incorporated them technically in about 1920 or 1920, 2020. Yeah, it would have been about 2020. No. About 2000, 2000. And that's when we started looking at how to structure the chapters. And so we also then went after a group exemption with the IRS to cover every chapter that we created all the way along. And we created the template for the management of that whole prose. And I spent tons of time with Suzanne Hens at the time. She would call me from nowhere with a question, with an issue, about a mentor, and sometimes about mentees. But anyway, it was always a very impressive relationship. I always enjoyed working with you, and I've continued to work with you. And as I approached retirement back in 2017, I looked at what my life in retirement was going to be like. And I want to give back to the community as much as I possibly can. I've worked my entire life for many nonprofits, and I've worked not only as an attorney for the nonprofit, but I served on boards. I was on the Lincoln Chamber of Commerce for 9 years. I was chairman of their board for a year. I've been on Dimensions, which is a early childhood education program. I've been on a lot of different things over time. So I said, okay, in retirement, since I'm not going to be practicing law anymore, maybe playing golf, maybe, doing some other things, traveling a little bit. What else do I want to do? And I want to give back to the community. So I said, I want to be a mentor. And if I can serve on the board or any other board or anything else for TeamMates, I'm willing to do that. So I'm excited.
You heard it here first.
Yes, yes. And John, I've always told you, beware what you wish for. So, be expecting that formal letter inviting you to serve on our Teammates National Board, by the way. But, for those that are listening, National Mentor Month, Teammates Mentoring, we consider ourselves a national school-based mentoring program. For those that don't quite understand what it means to be incorporated, like the difference between not being incorporated, explain more of the importance of our organization being an incorporated organization.
Okay, so in the world of nonprofits, you want to have a tax exemption. And in order to do that, you don't technically have to be incorporated, but Nebraska and I think every state has their own nonprofit corporate structure that provides a template for how to create a nonprofit corporation. And then once you create that nonprofit corporation with a board of directors, bylaws, then you apply to the IRS to get a 501c3 tax exemption, which allows anybody donating money to Teammates to deduct that as a charitable contribution going forward. So it's an important piece of the puzzle. So Teammates Mentoring is the entity at the top of the puzzle. And then all your chapters are simply part of a group exemption because you control them. They have an agreement with you and they provide their own board and we incorporate them as well. And I think I incorporated, we were talking about that, well over 150 chapters over the period of time. Some were dissolved, some didn't succeed, some did. But so it's been a good structure, I think, overall. And so every donor that's going to contribute to the program and make the program better is going to be able to get the charitable deduction, which is a big piece of the puzzle.
And I think that's important because for those that are listening, we always want to encourage you to join the team, become a mentor, head over to teammates.org. Many ways that you can get involved. One way is to give your time. Another way is to support us with a gift. And I think that has helped us to be sustainable. But in terms of creating just that momentum, how was it in the beginning to just be a part of starting chapters? Like, was it exhausting? Were you excited? Because started here in Lincoln, Nebraska, and then it slowly expanded east and then west or whatnot. What was that process and what was going on in your head, when you would get that call from Suzanne or Coach about, we want to start here and here and here?
So when you do that in the early days, as we looked at this, we decided that we wanted to have a local chapter as an incorporated entity as well, nonprofit. And the reason for that is because of liability. And in the world of education, in the world of youth, there was liability. And at that time, in the 90s particularly, there were a whole bunch of series of lawsuits brought against things like the Catholic Church and others involving children. And so we looked at that and said, and we talked to our insurance carriers, which we all did. And we could see that the price for the kinds of insurance that we would want to have had gone right through the roof. But if we structured this as a group exemption with each individual chapter having its own identity, then we can trap any liability at the local level, not at the state level. And that was the biggest piece of the puzzle. It avoided that entirely. And so when we got the call, we started developing a template for bylaws, a whole procedural process. We would identify locally those individuals that would serve on that local chapter board. And they would then meet and adopt the bylaws and we would go forward. And then they were given a responsibility to kind of oversee the program in that particular school district. It was always associated with the school district. And usually the board always had members of the school district on it, either, the superintendent, principals, teachers, whomever. In some cases, we might have a teacher that was going to be named a program coordinator for that particular district. And then we started developing a template for the entire world in which we would develop a regional governing group as well, and we would identify them so that we could consolidate all the way along. And so it was an exciting process, quite frankly. And I provided all the work at a much lower attorney rate than what we normally do.
We thank you for
because
that.
I said we're representing TO and we're representing mentoring, and we're going to be kind of donating as well on top of this. And so we've been doing that forever, all the way along. And I've contributed money, time, effort, all kinds of things, golf course memberships, all sorts of things over the years. So it's a great program, and I've gone to, I think, just about every annual fall meeting in November, going all the way back to the first one as well. So all good.
You know, Ash, just listening to John talk, I can't help but to think about our core values,
Right.
And just how they were formed or whatnot. What core values come to your head hearing the process of, you know, being incorporated, the safety, the risk, the protection, not just to students, but to mentors?
The first two, well, we kind of combine one of them. So technically there's three, but safety obviously is the number one thing that comes to my mind, which is one of our core values, as well as we combine integrity and trust as one. Obviously safety of kids is our priority, but not only the kids, but also the mentors as well. And then integrity and trust. We want to be that organization who, you know, it is trust, it's sustainable, it's reliable. And just kind of, I mean, it's Coach and Nancy's legacy. And just look at those two humans and who they are as people. Like, they are the epitome of integrity and humble. You will never meet more humble people than the Osborne family. So those are the two biggest core values that popped out of what John is saying. Like, I'm sitting over here writing notes, like I'm getting an education.
Well, and we can have another education time too.
Yes. Yes.
Now, speaking of education, you know, Ash, the first time that you met John Miles,
Yes.
I know you needed time to process, and you did not. You just need a break, like, you know, Des Moines. Like, I just need a break. Explain to everyone kind of what was going on in your mind when I first introduced you to John Miles and Clown Williams.
So similar to that first meeting, like, I have a whole notebook full of notes, because it's like everything that you're saying, I'm like, hold on, can you slow down and like let me write that down so I can, it's just a lot to take in, especially, and we'll talk about this more in like our second segment, but we just kind of went through a rebrand. And so with a rebrand comes like all the logos and incorporating those logos. Are they trademarked? And so everything that you were saying, I was like, oh my gosh. And at that point I was like a month in, and I'm like, oh, so I'm supposed to trademark all of these? Like, how do I do this? Like, and John is just a wealth of knowledge with that process. But as soon as we got done with that meeting, DeMo's like, so what'd you think? I'm like, it's a lot. That was a lot. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing, because it's extremely important for our staff in those specific roles. So for me as the marketing manager, like, I need to know all of these things. And, you know, we talked about before, we're still continuing to try to finalize that rebrand with those logos, with the new tagline that we have. That was one of the very first things that I did when we came in and we were in a meeting, and Suzanne brought up a phrase that Coach always says, which everybody's going to start noticing now on all of our marketing materials and our electronic fascia at Creighton, at UNL. But it's join the team, be a mentor, and just the process of how we have to go about like making those marks ours and those phrases. Like, it's very fascinating. It's a lot, but it's fascinating.
So we sometimes got to put this into context a little bit. In 1992, when Tom started this process, was there social media?
No.
Was there chat room? Radio? No. Not much of anything, right?
Right.
And so as that has evolved, the whole marketing world, branding world has really kind of evolved as well. And not only as the world, you know, we used to focus really on the United States. Now it's the world. And we've got, you know, companies, and we've got individuals from all over the world creating new types of marketing programs and using trademarks and registering trademark and trying to protect those trademarks to make their business or make their profit, make their activities valuable to the world.
Right.
So you're in a new place.
Yes, it's a whole new ball game up in here, but I'm excited to have the opportunity to go through that experience. But we're not done with that piece. I want to dive some more into that when we come back in segment 2. But again, DeMo, you want to close us out on this segment?
Yeah, because you are protecting us in the entire world. That is how we are able to impact the world by inspiring students to reach their full potential. And so we do want to talk more about our brand, our reputation, what we've done and what we're trying to do. So don't go anywhere. You are with TeamMates Timeout with DeMo and Ash.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese Beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
League One Volleyball is bringing the action to Omaha with Omaha's first serve on January 24th at 7 p.m. Central Time at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Witness history in the making as Love Omaha Volleyball takes on Love Madison in the team's inaugural home match. Be there to watch Olympic teammates Jordan Larson and Lauren Carlini go head-to-head in a battle of the world's best. Visit lovboma.com for tickets starting at $31. Volleyball is the next major league.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
We'll see a few flurries possible tonight. Very cold again with the low dropping down to around 3. But with sunshine, we try to improve here Wednesday. We'll reach up to a high of around 25. And as we head into our Wednesday night, we'll see an increase in cloud cover with a low down to 14. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
New year, new you? Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help make sure you keep that resolution this time. Our proven system combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition, along with our expert coaching to make sure you're moving forward toward your goals. The next 10-week challenge starts January 11th, but if you enroll now, you can start today and get a head start on those gains for no extra cost. Plus, head to fxblincoln.com and you can save $100. Don't wait. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we wanted to give a special shout out to all of our great customers, thanking you all for a record-setting year in 2024. Now let's get the new year rolling with some big savings. Right now at Cobble, we have some of the biggest discounts in the area with over $12,000 off list price or 0% APR on select new models. So stop on in the dealership or hit us up online at cobblecars.com to get true low country overhead in action. $12,000 off list or 0% APR right now at Cobble. So please stop on in or visit us at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Ash on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Ash on 93.7 The Ticket. Tonight, our special guest is our legal counsel, John Miles. Right before we went to break, we started diving into a conversation that I want to talk more about, and that is with TeamMates branding and the logos, the taglines. John, talk about the evolution of the TeamMates brand, because you have been around since the inception of this organization, the evolution of the logos, the taglines, and why it is so important for having legal protection over those brands, over the brand.
Right. So in the early days, right about the time that I got involved and we started to incorporate, the trademark issue was on the table. And the very first one was, what do we call ourselves? Is this teammate mentoring program? Is it just teammates mentoring? Does it combine with other words? Do we have a picture of Tom Osborne with it? What is the mark that you're going to lead the whole program with? And so the original one had Tom's image as well as just teammates mentoring as the focus. And that was okay early on. As we've grown, I think the in social media and the whole digital world, I think gives us other opportunities to develop other branding approaches. So when you look at branding, and as I'm retiring right now, I've talked to a number of clients that are in the process of rebranding, meaning they've been doing the same thing for years, but now it's time to do something different because they've seen development. So then it becomes important that we look at what we want to say, how we want to say it, how does it relate to the program, what are we trying to promote in the program with our trademarks, and then decide how those will look like on the website and on Facebook. And those need to be consistent across the board. And in the world of trademark registration, you can file a registration application for what is called an intent to use, meaning if you haven't decided it for sure, but it's one that you think is important, we could file it as an ITU. And then if it's approved, then you have up to about 2.5 years before you actually use it in commerce. Because using a mark in commerce is what gives it the strength, gives it the power, gives it the value that you have long term. So that's kind of what you're going to be looking at over the next several months, if not this year. And it could evolve. And so if you register a mark and then you change it, the registration dies. So one of the things you want to do is make sure that you choose marks, choose a style that you could evolve a little bit, but not do it substantially enough that it would abandon the registration.
Right.
So
now, John, we already kind of referenced this in the last segment when DeMo and I met with you. This was literally within my first couple weeks as a part of the organization. And I had like deer in the headlight looks. I was like, oh my gosh, this is such an incredible amount of information. I did not realize the extensive legal side that comes with those logos, the branding, the taglines, and how important it is to have positive leadership with our legal counsel in regards to sticking up for that brand. Obviously, like you said, you've been with the Teammates organization and represented us since its inception, which is 34 years now, coming up here in March and April, well, during our Founders Day. And with that, and being a new marketing manager with this organization, I've had 10 and a half years of marketing experience in the past, but this is my first real hands-on experience of getting to be a part of this whole process of trademarking and doing with that. And how it provides me a sense of peace knowing that we have you who has been with the organization for such a long time, where I know that you have that historical context that I don't have yet. And the pride that you have in this organization, and that exemplifies in the work that you're doing with the Teammates organization. Well, one thing I just want to say thank you, because that is that's a huge monster undertaking. But when you think of legacy and what Tom and Nancy have created, tell us about that importance of your involvement with essentially help creating and protecting that brand.
It was, I had lots of talks with Suzanne. We talked about a lot of different things back in the day. And at that time, our focus wasn't so much on the branding piece of the puzzle. I brought that up, but it was more about, how do we structure this? How do we make it effective? How do we not only recruit mentors and then mentees? How do we work with schools? How do we contract with schools to do this work? Because this had not been something done before in a lot of different ways. Schools have mentoring programs. Some of them have their own programs, but nothing from an outside nonprofit bringing in a whole nother approach. So that's what we were focused on initially. And today, I'm retiring, so we've got a transition team that has taken over. We've got multiple attorneys that handle employment law, handle your incorporations of chapters. You'll handle your trademark stuff, tax issues, anything like that at all. We got you covered all the way down the line. So I think the team is excited about working with you going forward as well. I think they've already reached out to you. You said you met Katie Joseph, and she's our top nonprofit attorney in the office. She does just incredible work. And Nate Clark does he litigates and defends trademark and patent claims for clients. He's also doing a little bit of trademark registration work. And then we've got Terry Kohler up in our Omaha office, who is basically now in charge of the entire trademark registration process. And then one of our associates, Mitch Moylan, who's going to be probably working with you quite a bit going down the line. So,
but I hear Nate and I are going to become best friends by the end of this.
You very well may be best friends. Let's hope not. So let me. You ask a question about that. So, one of the things that going forward, if you have a valuable mark and it's not registered, now you're in what is called the common law world. And in the common law world, you only can enforce your rights against somebody who's trying to infringe it at the state law level. And so there is a state trademark registration process, but that process does not provide really much in the way of benefits, quite frankly, unlike the federal law. Federal trademark registration, one, gives you validity of the mark itself. It gives you jurisdiction to seek infringement actions against anybody in the United States, anywhere that has used it. And you get to use federal law to go after that. So you do it in federal court. So it makes the world a lot simpler, quite frankly. It comes with some expense, granted, and time. But once you've got it, if you're monitoring things, and I try to advise clients like you and just about everybody that we worked with, that once we're registered, you need to watch your competitors. You need to watch the world, the digital world around you. And if you see anything that looks anything similar to what you're using, you got to let us know, because we need to send them a cease and desist letter, and we might even litigate the matter. Who knows? Because it can affect you. If you don't do it, then if you're not enforcing your rights, then your mark is probably going to it's going to lose its rights down the line all the way. So it's important.
That's interesting because what I'm hearing is no one else can call themselves Teammates Mentoring. There's only one Teammates Mentoring program, and that is what makes us unique. We're a school-based mentoring program, and to have a brand that has been sustainable for almost 34 years, to those that are listening, most people want to be a part of things that are successful, whether given their time or, given a gift. Tell us the significance of having a brand that has been around for almost 34 years.
So the biggest thing is that, again, you've already created a major portal for you, okay, in the world around you. And others may look at that and say, well, teammates is a word that is common. That's not protectable. Well, it is for us because we've got teammates mentoring with it. And so from our standpoint, it adds value to our program. It allows you to enforce those rights against others, keeps you out of disputes with people over the use of the name. And in a nonprofit world, you're talking about fundraising. You're talking about donations. You're talking about maintaining. You're not selling goods. You're selling your program to receive charitable contributions. So that's the value. And so if you look at your charitable contribution rates over the last many years, a lot of it's going to be affiliated with teammates mentoring, the words. Absolutely. Absolutely. What everybody believes. So that's the value of it. If you go to, I always use Nike as an example of a retailer. Now, if you know the check mark, you don't need to know that it's Nike. You know that it's Nike for that check mark. And that's the value because that's on shirts, it's on shoes, it's on everything. And that's how they make money, is selling their stuff with that trademark on it. So that's kind of what Teammates Mentoring is, quite frankly, going forward. And you have used it for a long time. And in Nebraska, because it was a local thing in the beginning, it was probably pretty much a Nebraska type situation. But once you went to other states, once you went to Iowa, once you went to Kansas, South Dakota, Wyoming, that now makes you interstate, and it's interstate commerce. It gives you better value, quite frankly, long terms. And so, like Nathan Clark, if he ever had to defend you or sue somebody for a trademark infringement claim based upon this, would be looking at that as well. That's kind of the deal.
So that's interesting. So most people, when they see that check mark, they think of Nike. I'm just curious, John, when you see this logo on my hat, what words come to mind? Because our goal is we want to keep growing. We want to keep expanding, and we want people to know who we are and what we do when they see this logo. What words come to mind when you see this logo today?
What words come to mind? I have to think about that one a little bit. I think that at the end of the day, let me give you another little piece of my history. So before I went to law school, I worked for Nebraska Department of Labor under the Comprehensive Employment and Training Act. I was a counselor for them for 5-6 years. And the Comprehensive Employment and Training Act was a federally funded program that basically provided counselors like myself at the time who would work with disadvantaged people that were referred to us by local job service, sometimes schools, sometimes whatever. And I would meet with these individuals and we'd talk through their lives and try to figure out how to benefit them going forward, how to change their focus of life, find them a local job or a job training program. We would even back in those days actually fund a Southeast Community College or a community college 2-year term if they were qualified. And we would work with them all the way through and we mentored them. As a counselor, I would continue to mentor them. So, when I think of that, mentor is my biggest deal. Trying to benefit and give my life experience and what I believe made me successful to somebody younger than me all the way down the line. And, it wasn't just back in the old CETA days when I was doing it. I did adults. I did a lot of single moms and those types of things. But we also did a summer program for high school students. And we placed those in all kinds of different positions all around the state. And so they had jobs available to them fairly easily. So anyway, I think mentoring is a big deal. I think stability. I think long-term success, and making certain that you proceed in a path that's going to get you there, making the right decisions, not only with education, but with jobs, with family, with friends, staying out of prison, not doing any of that kind of stuff. And by the way, when I worked for CETA, I also worked at the prison, and I would meet with anybody that was getting discharged before they got discharged, to try to make certain we get them a job and back into the community in a building role. So I've always done this type of thing. So TeamMates is a no-brainer for me from that standpoint.
Yeah.
Mentoring somebody, really mentoring somebody, is going to be a different process. But I was educated as an educator. So
yeah, one question that I do want to ask when we get to the third segment is, now that we have focused on the future, we've talked about the past and the present and what the future holds. We'd love to hear, what are you proud of when you see where TeamMates was and where we are today and where we're going? We'd love to hear that from you, since you were a part of the past, the present, and the future. You are here with TeamMates Timeout with DeMo and Dash. DeMo and Ash.
That's me.
DeMo and Ash. We'll be back here in 5.
Empower a child today with the TeamMates mentoring program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the TeamMates mentoring program today.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we wanted to give a special shout out to all of our great customers, thanking you all for a record-setting year in 2024. Now let's get the new year rolling with some big savings. Right now at Cobble, we have some of the biggest discounts in the area, with over $12,000 off list price or 0% APR on select new models. So stop on in the dealership or hit us up online at cobblecars.com to get true low country overhead in action. $12,000 off list or 0% APR right now at Cobble. So please stop on in or visit us at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Early break.
I need to know what the definition of a chandelier is.
Chandelier?
Yeah. Is the same too?
I think so.
When I think chandelier, I think like an old-timey big light that's fancy, that's bedazzled, basically. It's got fancy looking.
Yeah, of course.
It's not jewelry, but it's got fancy elements to it.
No, I know what you mean.
That's a regular nice light
hanging from the ceiling.
Right.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Old School with DP and J.
It would take a different type of team to recruit Jay Foreman coming out of high school. Because I didn't lift weights. I didn't do any of that. I didn't do camp. So you had to have somebody that had some vision. They don't, a lot of these coaches right now, and especially with the 105 and NIL, they don't have to have vision right now. You saw what Deion Sanders says, look, I'm recruiting 8 to 10 guys out of high school. I expect you to play. If you don't play by your first year or showing that you're going to be able to be a starter or contributor by the second year, you're gone.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. The Adam Carricker Show.
That is what the 12-team playoff does. It makes the end of the regular season more exciting until we realize, hey, the teams that are 10 through 12 are just going to get killed. So getting in doesn't really matter. All that doesn't matter is Oregon-Ohio State regular season. Matchup doesn't matter. Ohio State-Michigan, that rivalry's now been devalued. And to me, that's what I see.
Live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 12 to 1 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Ash on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You are now back with Teammates Timeout with DeMo and Ash. You know, I accidentally said dash, but because we are dashing through our first radio show live stream as well, just as a reminder, for 2025. We're very excited to sit here with our legal counsel, John Miles, Klein Williams. They've been incredible partners. We would not be here. We would not be who we are today if it was not for your representation, your legal counsel, your leadership. And John, in looking back and thinking back when we first started and where we are today, you were a part of that. Tell everyone that's listening, that are watching, what are you proud of when you think about where we were, where we are, and where we're going?
So, in the early days, TO, it was just kind of an informal type thing with football players, right? A dozen of them from the program and working with Lincoln. And then it started to grow a little bit. And then I got involved and we started putting into systems and it just continued to explode. And, we've had discussions on numerous occasions about expanding beyond the current 5 states that we actually have activities in. But I've been just extremely proud of being associated with Tom and Teammates and U Des Moines as well. In fact, the entire program. I've never been a mentor for the program. As an attorney for Teammates, that kind of creates conflict of interest potentially, particularly serving on the board. I'm not going to be part of Klein Williams after June of this year. I'll be gone from them. I still have a license to practice law, but I won't be practicing law anymore. I'm going to be doing what? I'm going to be mentoring once a week. I'm going to be going to board meetings. I'm going to be going to other meetings. I'm going to be doing whatever I can to help promote the program. I don't know if you remember, Des Moines, when you first came on board out at Wilderness Ridge a couple of years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, we had an event and on a Wednesday. And I invited you to come out and we put out signs and the whole bit. And then you gave a nice little speech. And it was amazing to me because afterwards, all the golfers that there was probably 40 golfers there, 40 or 50 golfers or something like that. But several of them came up to me afterwards and said, I've been a mentor for several years. I love this. It's a great program. You're doing great work. So it's made me very proud to be a part of that. It's been very, very gratifying to me. And I'm looking forward to retirement now where, my weekly agenda is going to be at least one meeting with a mentee, right?
Awesome.
And I will mention this too. In the early days, we talked about how much time a mentor and a mentee should spend together and whether they should spend it only at the school or whether they should do it off campus, off school campus. And we decided at that time that the best thing to do it is let's keep it in the school. Let's keep the mentor coming into the school, meeting with the mentee, and so that there's no outside activities that could be a problem. Big Brothers Big Sisters has had issues with that at times. They're a good program too, don't get me wrong, but because they can do other things, it creates a little bit different environment. I think ours is a better formal approach and creates a better relationship with the mentees. So,
John, we're all products of a mentor or mentors. What are you most excited about sharing with your future mentees?
So, my life has been a series of events, deaths in the family, illness, health, challenges all the way around. During the time, I'm a boomer, so I was born in 1952, right? Seen a lot of stuff going on the last 70 years.
Right.
So I'm just excited that I can convey some history and explain how I've tried to deal with my issues from time to time, how I've overcome those issues, why I went to law school. I had a job, I was doing okay, but I went to law school because I wanted to be able to perform other types of work. And while being a lawyer is an important piece of the puzzle, I think mentoring is the most important piece of the puzzle. And I'm excited about the opportunity to do it and serve on the board as well. So all good.
Well, John, again, as we celebrate National Mentoring Month, creating awareness of the importance of mentoring, what's most important today is that we are still here because you have our back, our front, both of our sides. We are very appreciative to you, Klein Williams, for helping us to impact the world with our brand by inspiring students to reach their full potential through mentoring. So we appreciate you, Ash. I'll let you close it.
As you know, go to teammates.org to learn more information about how you can join the team, be a mentor, sign up to become a mentor, or donate. DeMo's got a co-host next week because I'm out of town.
Yes.
It's DeMo, so you better stay tuned and find out who he's got next week. But again, join the team, be a mentor, teammates.org. This is DeMo and Ash on 93.7 The Ticket.
Empower a child today with the TeamMates mentoring program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the TeamMates mentoring program today.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100 and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402